Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Mount Tammany Ridge channel. A few videos back, I may have mentioned that I'm going to be here on another farm working on some electric fence issues. And I've already been at it. As you can see, I've already got Brent's shirt all dirty. So I apologize, Brent. I was hoping to make an intro all clean, but looks like I put the cart before the horse this morning, but no pun intended. But anyway, so today I'm going to be installing a new fence charger for them, relocating the original location, either the old location with the old charger was either put in a shady spot, which is a no-no, or it was put there so long ago that, you know, maybe the trees just kind of filled out and blocked the sun. So the charger we're going to be using today, I guess, is American Farm Works. I really don't know a lot about them. You know, it's a Tractor Supply charger, so it's at least where we had purchased it. I can't say that Tractor Supply has anything to do with any of the behind-the-scenes workings of this company, but this is going to be a 2-mile charging system. All right, so it's good for up to 2 miles. And within that 2 miles, appears to be here on the diagram that it's 2 miles of single wire, right? So you can take one single wire and either you can go out 2 miles, or you can take one single wire and zigzag multiple rails back and forth, 2 miles worth of travel. So, however, you know, which way you decide to do it, obviously, is determined by whatever application it is that you're trying to fit. So it just shows you a chart here on the back, and you know, so the 2 miles is going to be right about here. All right, so that's what we're working with today. I don't have any affiliation with Tractor Supply or their products, but I'm going to put in the description you know, the charger, and so if you guys are interested in it, maybe you might be able to go on there, get a little bit of information, and just kind of expedite your search on it. So the other thing we have going on is I've got 2 galvanized 8-foot ground rods. So maybe I'll hold off explaining why 2 right now. I'll probably save that for when I actually run them into the ground, which I don't imagine is going to be too long from now. The sooner I get this done, the less likely I got to deal with a thunderstorm rolling in later, and that's exactly what's coming. So don't want to be like that guy from what was that, Great Outdoors, I think, the video, and that guy that got shot, zapped in the head by lightning 66 times. Don't want to be that guy. So if you guys are looking for a great classic comedy movie, Great Outdoors, it's awesome, a lot of fun. So no big fancy equipment today, obviously. This is all I'm going to be using, that and a combination of either my 3-pound sledge or the 6 or 8 pound, whatever that is over there. And got a couple of these ground clamps, one for each rod, obviously. And we're going to see if we can get this fence up and running. Unfortunately, I did forget to grab our charger, or not charger, our tester, to see, you know, how strong it's hitting at different sections of the fence, to make sure that you know, we got good ground and everything's working properly. Now the other thing is, I don't know how much of a charge comes on these things right out of the store, so I'm betting to I would bet that it's not really a full charge. It's going to have to sit in the sun for a while, and it's going to be probably pretty not sunny for most of this week, because it looks like we're going to be getting a lot of rain and thunderstorms, supposedly, according to Weather Channel. But I'm going to stop yammering here. I'm going to, you know, bring the camera with me, show you a little bit of what I got going on, and this is how I approach these problems. This doesn't mean this is the definitive and only way to approach these problems. There is probably much better ways for people who do this for a living. However, this is not what I do for a living. This is things that I do in the local community to help other rural property owners keep up with the property. Sometimes it can get to be a little bit too much, and I know because I'm one of them. So, and I'm not getting any younger. So yeah, let's. I think we're gonna start over here, and I'll show you why. All right, so what I'm dealing with here is there was a fence repair made by a fence company that came in not too long ago. I'm assuming a section of this fence either was broken by horses or maybe a tree branch came down. I don't know if it was a tree branch or not, but in any case, the fence planks were extended and the post was relocated. So because of that, that post is now out of reach. And the space between this ratchet, okay, and this loop is just not enough. So what I'm going to do is there is a section of fence over that way that is no longer in service. And there's a bunch of this stuff that I have available to me to scavenge and make a new section that goes from here to here. The cool thing is that there is already a loop on that far side that is already made. It's already insulated. The only thing I got to do is cut it in the length that I need it so I can run it through here and then reestablish a connection to this post. And then at that point, technically, all I would have to do is start ratcheting this down and tighten up the whole rest of the fence line. However, my concern is that up at the top, there's a gate there, and I would really like to be able to make that a functional gate, because right now the wire just goes right across the top of it. And I'm gonna see, it wasn't really in the plan to do that, but I wanna see if I can help them out and make that gate usable. That was easier than it was supposed to be. All right, on to the next. So here's the other one, and that works out great. So because I have all the room in the world I need to harvest this stuff, I'm gonna give myself all the room I could need, and I'm gonna cut it here. It's gonna be far longer than necessary, but it's gonna work out better for me. Can't make it longer once you cut it short. All right, let's head over there and see what kind of negotiations lie ahead. So I think what I'm gonna do is, while I'm over here messing around with this thing, I'm gonna let you guys hang out with the horses. Hi guys, quite a long face. You look bored. All right, guys, so I think I figured it out. I had to kind of sacrifice the sharpness of my knife, but I just kind of shaved down and gave myself a little bit of access to maybe peel this stuff off, see if that works. Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, at first I was hesitant to even try this, but I got most of my cutting done that I needed to get done up there on the fence line. When I was trying to reestablish a clean fence line, there was a whole bunch of Russian olive and other things laying on it, so that's definitely gonna interrupt any good connection for the zap wire. So here we go. We got it stripped down, and we're gonna go over and see what we can do about getting this thing connected. All right, so I got it looped around the post down here. I'm sure you could imagine what that looks like. And I gave myself just enough here, literally just enough. I was actually starting to get a little concerned, thinking maybe I didn't give myself quite enough. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna bend it 90, okay, like that. And then I'm gonna take this spade bit, and see that hole there? Gonna put it right here, get that choked down in there, and I'm gonna begin to twist this around. There we go. So that's on there. And I don't know, should I? Yeah, I should be able to tighten this now. Where is the wrench? Where did I put the wrench? Oh, there it is. All right, so what I thought was the wrench is not the crescent wrench that I thought was in there. It turns out it is a pair of vice grips, which is not ideal, but it'll do what I need it to do. I really don't need this to be super tight, just a little taut. It's a small section here. That's pretty good. I'd have to say I'm pretty happy with that. Probably use a little more. It's not bad. 1, 2. Just do one more. One more looks good. Feels good. Looks good. We'll see how that goes. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to make another one of those insulated loops, okay? And I'm going to secure this. Now, further down the fence line, I'll show you guys. So further down the fence line, it all goes around that corner and all the way down to the other side of the field, right? See, all the way down yonder. So somewhere, I think in there, there's another ratchet. And the goal is to make it so that it ratchets between, there's a gate down there. I want it to ratchet from there, and it's going to tighten up this whole fence line up around this corner and back to the post where I'm standing here. So I'm going to make a loop here that's going to isolate this wire from this wire, okay? Ideally, it would be nice to just hook up that other end with that loop that's already there and ratchet this down and make it all nice and tight, but won't be able to just kind of wing it and send it, because I really would like to get this gate functional. So I'm going to do a little bit of walking around, double check everything, make sure I'm not making cuts where in places where it's going to mess me up, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes. Trying to keep this in the camera, but I'm kind of fumbling here, trying to, come on now. Tell you what, about half hour ago or so, it might have been more. Yeah, I think it was definitely more than a half hour ago. So I'm over there cleaning the fence line behind you guys and getting all those branches off. And I heard a big tree fall out there in the woods. And I'll tell you, that'll make the hair stand up in the back of your neck. Even though I was this far away, you know, there's you know, people out in the woods, you know, there's hiking trails and stuff throughout this whole area, you know, for the local community. And don't want to be out there and one of those ash trees comes down. No, sir. All right, so now we're gonna start making cuts, and stuff's gonna be permanent. So cross your fingers and hope I don't mess up. Here goes nothing. I hope that old one doesn't work still. Woo. Okay, so I'm gonna go get some of that stuff that's got the insulation on it, and I'm gonna make the loop out of that and strip off the insulation where I don't need it so I can twist it and connect it. And this will all get taunt by the ratchet that's all the way down on the other side by the other gate, just so I don't have to keep chasing this thing across the pasture. There, that should stay, I hope. Ooh, that's a nice little walk. So that one that I cut off from down bottom, I'm going to try to reuse this up here. So not 100% sure if I even want to bother doing that. The nice thing is all this stuff's already on here. I mean, that'll suffice, but let's see. See if I can make this work. I've got plenty of that if I need to extend. So.
I don't know what you find so interesting about that fence. I'm over here. Pay attention. Alright, so we've got a rough idea of what we're working with here. You can see what I'm doing there. Okay. See if I can get my spade bit and stabbing me. Let me get these pliers here. Give myself a little bit of leverage. So I'm trying to walk this piece of fencing a little bit at a time through this hole on the spade bit so I can get a decent bend. I'll clean it up now with ease. I don't know if you guys can even see.
See if I can. I know there's pliers specifically for this type of fencing work that make doing these twists a lot easier. I'm gonna bring you guys with me down there, and I'm gonna get to tightening up that ratchet. We're gonna get this all taut the way it should be, and see how it goes. Should work quite well, I hope. All right, so here we are. See if we can get this tightened up nice. Oh, forgot I tightened that up a bit before. How's that? Good. I do. Hope. A little less. Oop. There we go. Trying to see, it looks like it's pretty taut up there. Maybe one more. Okay, two more. So I lied, two more. Let's go take a look. So all along this fence line, you could see where all this stuff is still technically growing through the fence, but a lot of it was laying on top of and under and bending the wire. So I know the stuff that I cut away is a temporary fix as far as the vegetation touching the wires and things like that, but I'm trying to outrun a couple severe thunderstorms that are supposed to be coming through today. So I want to get this done. I only have partial weekends mostly to do stuff like this, and and occasionally, see, that's still touching there. So I'm gonna need to do something with that. I mean, it's not really touching. I mean, it's just barely touching. I know there is a certain tolerance that these fences have. That probably should be replaced, but there is a certain amount of tolerance that these fences have so that they will still conduct well and do their job, but there is a certain amount of contact that they can't have. Otherwise they will be pretty much useless. They become very weak. So all right, now next it's time to put a loop on this end, and we're going to use the other ratchet to make it all come together, which is great. Everybody, so far, other than the ground rods, everything is coming together really nice. Been bouncing back and forth in the back of my head what kind of solutions there are. The clear one is to move them, right? But I have to either use their tractor, or when maybe next weekend or something when I come back with my machine, I can string them up with some lifting ropes or something like that and yank them out. And then maybe try to reinstall them somewhere else in the fence line. We'll have to see what I can do there. So the whole point of the whole theory, and I guess it's proven, when you have a ground and you want it to have a really fantastic connection, the moisture in the ground is the key to it being a good ground. So I guess the point of having multiple grounds is so that whether it's a secondary ground or, you know, a redundancy of 5 different grounds, whatever you want to do, is to that you can, if one ground rod seems to be a little on the drier side because whatever, drought, water table drops, whatever, you know, the hope is that, you know, having other grounds also in conjunction with the main ground will bring that moisture level up possibly a little bit, or could bring it down. Who knows? I'm, you know, not a electrical engineer or anything like that, but I'm kind of thinking that's the whole point there. But anywho, as I get rambling here, I'm actually going to come back to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to come here after work. I'm going to bring some braided electric line for the gates. This stuff is so rigid and coily. I think they're going to find it annoying to use, you know, for spanning the gate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that braided stuff. We have a bunch of it at home. I'm going to bring that stuff to establish a connection across the gates, and I want to make sure that this charger stays inactive. I do not want to peel the label off and turn it on for at least 3 days. I want to be sure that that thing is out here charging with no energy being pulled from it, because it's kind of like robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? So you're trying to get that battery charged so it gets that full kick, and it will never do that because it's, you know, being used as it's making energy. So that's going to be it for right now. So I will catch up with you guys tomorrow, and we'll see where this goes.